Over the weekend, on New Year's Eve, while still in Hawaii, President Obama signed into law the new bill that funds the Pentagon. And despite that seeming like quite a boring thing on its face, this bill is frankly a bipartisan potpourri of controversy. The president had initially threatened to veto this because Congress saw fit to include in it a ban on FBI and police involvement in some aspects of terrorism cases. Nearly everyone involved who is not a member of Congress thought that was a simply bizarre idea. It was Congress trying to force the military to take over those cases, even though the military did not want to, and even though law enforcement and the intelligence agencies did not want that to happen either. Eventually, that provision was softened enough that the administration essentially has a workaround so they never have to implement it. Still, though, that law about the military having responsibility for those cases, that is now on the books. Which means, congratulations, you now live in a country where, technically at least, the military has a legal role to play in civilian law enforcement here at home for the first time. Cheers. The law also, as Adam Serwer accurately pointed out today at Mother Jones when a lot of other reporting got this wrong today, the law also leaves open the question of whether our government has the right to arrest you, American citizen, and to hold you forever without charging you, as long as what they suspect you of is terrorism. The president issued a signing statement along with his signature on this bill, and the signing statement said in part, quote, "My administration will not authorize the indefinite military detention without trial of American citizens." And that is nice, but to be clear, what that means is that this president says he won't arrest Americans and lock them up forever without trial. But thanks to this bill that Congress just sent him, and he did just sign, if this president changed his mind, or if some other president in the future does want to arrest Americans and lock them up in military custody forever without trial, our government statutorily now claims that as its right. Even before you get to the part of this bill that's about new sanctions on Iran that Iran says it will treat as an act of war if they're implemented, even before you get to that, it is clear why the White House threatened to veto this giant piece of legislation. And it's clear why the White House pressured the Senate into revising downward several of its more alarming provisions. It is also clear why an averse to signing statements president, like President Obama, issued a signing statement for this bill. Still, though, it got signed, and it is radical. And I'm not sure we are going to appreciate its radicalness until it's undone by other legislation, or until a president as radical as this bill decides to use it to its full extent.